Hello, everyone. This is D Nice over here at the Printerware Bookstore in Portsmouth, VA, and welcome to yet another episode of Bookstore Shenanigans. So, on today's episode, it is still National Poetry Month, and I still don't quite enjoy poetry, to be honest. And so, one of the goals of this month is to get D Nice to genuinely love poetry, genuinely like poetry. We'll see by the end of this month, will I be a fan of poetry? But until then, I wanted to shine a light on one of the books that we have in our collection right now. That is a book of poems, and that is a collection of love gifts by Helen Steiner Rice. So this one is interesting. It's a collection of love poems that also wraps in faith because it is about God's love in a simple, down-to-earth manner. So I'm going to read a couple of them, and I'm going to give you my thoughts, and we're going to see, does D Nice love poetry? Today could be the day. So I just picked a random poem in here, and so we might read 2 or 3. I don't want to give it all away, okay? Because you guys, if you want to know more, you can come in here and check it out for yourself. So the first poem that we're going to read, it's a favorite recipe. Take a cup of kindness, mix it well with love. Add a lot of patience and faith in God above. Sprinkle very generously with joy and thanks and cheer. And you'll have lots of angel food to feast on all the year. See, now I'm going to tell you, in comparison to the world poetry books that I have read in the past, this is more of my style and my vibe. First of all, I'm a believer. I believe in Christ. So I believe in Jesus Christ, that he, the birth, the death, the resurrection. And so anything, God, Jesus, that's all me. So I love that already. And also, I'm a rhyming girly. So I understand poetry does not have to rhyme. It doesn't have to flow a certain way. There are no rules or regulations. Everyone's going rogue. You can do whatever you want. I understand that. However, I still love Dr. Seuss, I love me some rhyming schemes. I love a flow. I love a bounce. I love a rhythm to it. And so when it comes to rhyming, it definitely helps me have more of an attachment to the poem versus to the ones that it's just kind of words flowing on a page, personally. I don't know if you can hear that, but there is a major alarm going off in the background, and I think they passed. Okay, so now I can focus again. So, like I said, I am a girl who loves rhymes. I love rhyming poetry, and so I think if I can find more poetry books that aren't necessarily just for children, that just has a lot of poems that rhyme, that's more of my style because I love jingles. So that might be my wrap up of poetry, is that if you could put the poems in a rhyming jingle, that is all me. Like, I am game for that. I am down for some jingles. So that's more of my lane. Let's see if we can find another poem that is pretty short that we can read. Okay, so we're going to read next, Finding Faith in a Flower. Sometimes when faith is running low, and I cannot fathom why things are so, I walk alone among the flowers I grow, and learn the answers to all I would know. For among my flowers, I have come to see life's miracle and its mystery. And standing in silence and reverie, my faith comes flooding back to me. So I like reading these, right? They put me in a good mood. I like reading it. These are just pretty nice. I'm digging these, especially because I think I enjoy shorter poems. Like I said, I'm more of a jingle person. Like, you've seen some of the posts that I've had here on the Pretty Word Bookstore where I'll make like short little brief songs for the printed word to do kind of like ads, because I'm a 90s baby. I'm a millennial. So I come from the land of jingles, and I still have jingles from commercials living rent free in my head to this day. And so I resonate with that. So like very brief, like sing-songy rhyming flows is kind of my vibe. And so I'm digging this a lot more than the world poetry that I have. Can I say I am a fan of poetry right now? No, I cannot say that with my chest. But I can say this is definitely putting poems in a much lighter and better light for me, rather than the world poetry that I've read in the past. Okay, so we will end with this one that is called Let Go and Let God. When you are troubled and worried and sick at heart, and your plans are upset and your world falls apart, remember, God's ready and waiting to share the burden you find much too heavy to bear. So with faith, let go and let God lead the way into a brighter and less troubled day. That was a pretty good one, guys. I don't know, man. I'm digging it. I am digging it. This one's a pretty cute one, I will admit. This one might be added to my collection. It's only, y'all, it's only $1. This one actually might be part of my personal collection because I think this one's really cute. It's not overwhelming, right? It's not a super, super thick book. For me, too many words kind of like, I'm like, oh, that's a lot. And then automatically I kind of shut down a little bit. I'm like prejudgmental. I'm not supposed to be, but like if I have too many words coming at me at once, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to commit to that. That's a major commitment. But these are very light, very fluffy poems. Very lovely. I love rhyming. They flow very well. The lines aren't super, super long, but they're also not like too short. They're not too concise where it's like 1 to 3 words per line. It's a decent length. It's a decent size. And the language that is used by Helen Steiner Rice is accessible for me personally because I'm not on that SAT vocab no more. Okay. Me and grammar, we ain't like this, okay? Never have been, never will be. We like this. So anything with a lot of elevated speech for me is a no-no because it makes my brain go, uh-oh. So I appreciate this one. And I might read a couple more of these on my personal time while I'm here at the Printed Word Bookstore. But A Collection of Love Gifts by Helen Steiner Rice was actually quite cute. Like I said, can I say that I am a fan of poetry on this day? I still cannot. However, I am growing in my appreciation of it, in my understanding of it, and understanding what elements of poetry that I enjoy. And so it's helping me to just gauge what I'm gonna like and what I'm not gonna like. What should I stay away from in the world of poetry? What should I look for as an adult? I'm trying to find stuff that's not just Dr. Seuss. I love a rhyme scheme. So I think I'm gonna hopefully find another set of poems in the building next week that we can read that has rhyming in it because that's what I enjoy. So I'm going to be reading more stuff that I enjoy to increase the likelihood that D Nice will actually come out of this month, National Poetry Month, loving and liking poetry. Perhaps even writing a few poems myself. So that's it for this episode of Bookstore Shenanigans. Don't forget, this week we are celebrating National Poetry Month here at the Printed Word Bookstore by having poems be written by the Printed Word Bookstore. So we already did the week, which was week 1. This is week 2. So we're going to focus on the word printed. And so let me see. Hold on one moment. Let me get my poem. Okay, so printed. So Printed poem. So we use that as an acronym and we just write a poem out of that. And so the 3 that I came up with was pretty righteous iguanas never take evil dollars. Number 2, processing really impatient newts typically ends disastrously. And lastly, I wrote, purple rhinos immediately need to endorse dinosaurs. And we've had 1 participant thus far in our poetry month. And Mr. T commented his printed poem, and it is President Riley initiated National Television Editors Day. So let's hear it from Mr. T. Thank you for participating in our National Poetry Month poems, and I'm looking forward to hearing from the rest of you guys. So put your printed poems in the comments below and let us know if you're enjoying this National Poetry Month and what are you doing to celebrate. So have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day, and as always, remember to stay in the books.